Khabib Nurmagomedov was the first UFC champion to retire undefeated and also the first opponent who notorious trash talker Conor McGregor could not get in the head of, which begs the question, how did Khabib become untouchable, both physically and mentally?
Fighting out of Dagestan, Russia, presenting the reigning, defending UFC lightweight champion of the world, Khabib, the Eagle Nurmagomedov.
Khabib's first step to becoming untouchable was his awareness of death.
Why I want to be free? Because I'm eagle. I want to fly, just fly. When my time come, I'm gonna die, you know. But before my time come, I want to be fly, you know. I want to be free. Because even if you have all war, you're gonna die. Everything is gonna be finished one day.
Thousands of years ago, the Stoics coined the phrase memento mori, which translates to remember you must die. It was their most common phrase that they reminded themselves of daily. The Stoics believe thinking about death every day gives us the opportunity to fully live life. And to them, that meant being our best self from day to day, moment to moment. And they called that Arete. Arete translates to virtue or excellence, and according to the Stoics, every moment offers us the chance to be our best self and live with this virtue or excellence. Excellence is seen in Khabib's dominance in the cage. Arguably having never lost a round, a world champion in both Sambo and MMA, Khabib's dominance amongst the absolute best in the world was due to a lifetime of excellence in discipline and training vigorously. His virtue is seen in more subtle ways, a lifetime without vices. No alcohol, no drugs, no gambling, no other women besides his wife, etc. On top of this, he retired in his prime because of a promise he made to his mom.
She don't wanna go fight without father, but I promise her it's gonna be my last fight. And if I give my word, I have to follow this.
This same promise to not fight led him to turn down $100 million.
Khabib got offered $100 million after he's retired to fight Floyd Mayweather. 100 million.
Is that crazy, buddy?
100 million. You can ask Floyd, you can ask everybody. And Khabib said, no, I'm retired. I told my mother I'm retired. I'm gonna keep my word to my mother.
And more recently, he walked away from coaching and running an MMA promotion in order to spend more time with his family. For Khabib, living in line with his values was more important than all the money, fame, and success in the world. And that is living with Arete. And when you live with virtue, you know exactly what you stand for. And when you know exactly what you stand for, you care much less about what people think.
I never watch what people think about this now. If I have an opinion, I just say that's it.
The Stoics believe the only things you should concern yourself with are things within your control. Since what other people think is outside of your control, the Stoics believed it wasn't important. Khabib has gotten in hot water more than once for stating his opinions. One example of this is his critique of ring girls in fighting organizations.
Но это самые ненужные люди в единоборствах. Какую функцию они носят? Вот у меня вопрос. Включите на экран, что второй раунд идет.
And this sparked public outrage. However, when a journalist asked him about this, he doubled down on his controversial statement, saying, I know I'm right. This has a lot to do with Khabib living in such congruence with his morals and religious beliefs. He was raised to believe this, and regardless what other people think, he cares most about speaking his truth, even when the entire world disagrees with him.
I never think about, maybe people gonna like this or no. But I know all the time I say a lot of strange things too, but I don't care. This is my opinion, you know.
Khabib knows he is a good person and does not need other people's validation in order to confirm this belief. He has great self-awareness and understands that he lives virtuously and is a positive role model for millions. This gives him complete conviction in who he is as a person, and it makes other people's opinions worthless to him. One significant person in Khabib's life he deemed to have a worthless opinion was Conor McGregor. Conor insulted Khabib's wife, his religion, his father, and everything else related to Khabib that he could. Khabib did not let Conor faze him by understanding a Stoic principle about hate and criticism. Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius said, "When another blames you or hates you, or people voice similar criticisms, go to their souls, penetrate inside, and see what sort of people they are. You will realize that there is no need to be racked with anxiety that they should hold any particular opinion about you." A huge part of why Conor's words slid off Khabib's back is because he understood this ancient Stoic principle.
This is show you what you have inside. This is show your like how dirty you are. Like this is show like when you come, when you one of the best in the world, and you come and you punch someone like 77 years like old guy, like old man. This is show your heart. This is show who you are inside, how dirty you are. You know.
When you deeply examine the people who voice the strongest criticism and the most hate, you will find they are deeply unhappy and unjust people. Toxicity is a poison that sprouts from the depths of an unwell person. And the final piece of Khabib's bulletproof mentality was his contentment with very little.
I'm not coming here for money. I have water, bread. I don't need nothing. I'm mountain guy. Everything is good. I need only this.
The Stoics realized one of the main sources of unhappiness was the insatiable nature of the human mind. They realized thousands of years ago that no matter how much we have, it is human nature to crave more. More money, more women, nicer things, etc. Conor McGregor is an extreme example of this. No matter how nice of things he buys, he always wants more. A nicer suit, a nicer car, or a nicer super yacht. The issue for Conor is he is on a never-ending treadmill. As soon as he gets that nicer thing, he is simply chasing something even nicer. This never-ending desire for more is now labeled by psychologists as the Hedonic Treadmill. The Stoics combated the Hedonic Treadmill by purposely wanting less. One of the ways the Stoics did this was by choosing voluntary discomfort. Marcus Aurelius was the richest man in the world at the time and could have literally anything he wanted, yet he chose to sleep on the floor and eat like a monk. Similarly, Khabib, despite being wealthy and famous, still dresses like a substitute teacher and chooses to live extremely simply and humbly. The Stoics valued living virtuously more than they valued money and possessions. They understood that these things were a never-ending trap, and they believed being a good person was infinitely more important than being a rich person. And Khabib echoes this sentiment.
Other things is always bad. All bad, yeah. Money, fame, bills, everything. Most of the things is bad.
Khabib understood on a deep level what truly matters in life and was never motivated by money or fame. No matter how successful he became, he remained the same humble mountain guy that he was in the beginning.
And for life, I don't need like too much, you know. Even if you billionaire, you never eat more than one bread in one day, you know.
The Stoics believed the quality of our lives was entirely up to us and not on external things. They believed nothing outside of us can harm us if we are truly content within ourselves, and that inner contentment comes from living a life in line with your principles. Khabib was a man who truly lived by his principles at each and every moment of his life. His acute awareness of death gave him a stronger appreciation for life. He was a man who did not care what anyone thought of him because he knew exactly who he was. And above all, he was a man who understood what truly matters in life and lived perfectly in line with those things. And for those reasons, Khabib was the perfect Stoic. Hey, thank you for checking out the video. Please leave a crown emoji if you made it all the way to the end. And this video is part of a series. If you want to learn more about Stoicism, check out one of these videos here. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one.